All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is May 1st. We got two NBA playoff games to jump into today. Like we always do, we're going to jump into each and every game. We'll talk about the game. I'll give you my lean on both the spread and the total, but all my final plays, what I'm actually going to be rolling with myself and what counts towards our record, those will be in the pinned comment, and I update that always before game time. So make sure you guys do go ahead and check that out if you're looking for what I'm actually going to be rolling with. But obviously, everything I say in the video is what I'm feeling about the game here. Before we jump into it, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. Like this video. You guys keep running up the likes, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. And we also do have some new merch out as well. I'm wearing the Tonight We Shall Cover tee. I love it. It's super comfortable, a little oversized, kind of like a rustic look. The camera doesn't really pick it up as well, but definitely a very cool tee to pick up. You can use the link in the description or in the pinned comment to go ahead and find this. But let's jump into the game, the first game that we're looking at, which is going to be the Celtics taking on the Sixers here. This is game one, and the line, when we saw first open up, it did kind of surprise me here, seeing that the Celtics opened up at 6.5-point favorites. Then it jumps to 10-point favorites by the time that we're looking at it now. In terms of injuries, Joel Embiid is downgraded to doubtful for this game with that knee injury. Now, I'll be completely honest. I didn't think his knee injury was that big of a deal. And then when they sat him, I was like, yeah, it's because they're about to sweep. They don't really need him. But turns out this is probably a real injury, considering that he might miss game one. Obviously, that is going to totally impact our play here. And then for Boston, no new injuries to note here. But the Celtics, 10-point favorites, total sitting at 214. I've seen this at 213 on some sportsbooks, including DraftKings. So keep that in mind as we're talking about it. But in terms of a game here, the Celtics team hasn't covered a 10-point spread in 4 straight games here. They have won 7 of their last 10 games, obviously beating Atlanta there. But Philly, with Embiid included, I guess we could say, when 10-point underdogs, they've covered that in 6 straight games. So if Embiid is a go, I really don't like the Celtics minus 10 here. Now, if you don't know and you're new, I am a huge Celtics fan, so I might be biased and don't like to bet against my Celtics, but I'll tell you guys when I'm betting against them and when I'm not betting against them, aka when I don't really like the spot for them. If Embiid is a go, even if he's kind of hobbled but still playing, I really don't like a 10-point cover necessary here for the Celtics. If he's not playing, I don't hate it at all. Now, would I like it in a teaser, get it down to 6, something more like that? Totally, entirely, yes. But I don't think this is the best of spots for them if everyone is healthy on the team. I think asking a team to cover a double-digit spread here in game one is a little bit too taxing, I guess you could say. Now, if we look at the season history here, or the season matchup, Boston wins in October, 126-117. They then win again, 106-99 in February. And then in later February, they win 110-107. And then finally, towards the end of the year, Sixers get that one, 103-101. So the Celtics have absolutely owned the Sixers this season, which they have for a little bit now. So I do like the Celtics to win this game, obviously, if you want to throw them in some sort of a money line parlay. But that spread is kind of sketching me out. If Embiid is ruled out, then yes, I might jump on it, but not necessarily loving. In terms of a total, this is actually one where I don't necessarily hate. Now, the Sixers played 3 games of those 4 against the Nets where they go under this mark, right? But the Celtics started to turn it up and turn it on, and if Embiid is out, I really do like the over here. If he's playing, I probably end up sticking away from this spread, this total, if I'm being completely honest, but I do not hate the over at all, especially if Vegas thinks the Celtics are going to win this one by 10. That means they might be looking at a 120 to 105 type of a game, which is an easy over. Now, if Embiid is playing, he does slow things down, takes time off the clock with his possessions, all that type of stuff. So, I hate to, cop out this video, but if you're betting, you should be in the same mindset as me, right? Like, Embiid is a major factor on what and if you are making plays on this game. So, I don't want to BS things for the sake of content or for the videos. Embiid's a huge factor in this that we'll have to watch throughout the day, which is why you guys got to keep an eye on the pinned comment to make sure that, what we're seeing is aligning with what we are taking. All right, now, guys, before we get into the second game here, I do want to talk to you guys about Outlier. We'll jump into Outlier. I'll share my screen and show you guys how to use the tool at the end of the video. It's really, really cool. You guys have heard me talk about it as of late in a few videos here, but they are absolutely awesome. An amazing app and website when it comes to sports betting research for both games and, for spread and total, and then also player props, guys. They do all the heavy lifting for you. We'll jump into the app, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in just a second after we talk about the next game, which the next game is going to be the Suns taking on the Nuggets. Denver leads this series 1-0, and they did cover as well. They absolutely blew the Suns out 125-101. The total's at 227. They also go over the mark there, which I can jump right to. I think that this one's going to be an overlook as well in terms of what I'm leaning towards. I do think that we saw a Denver team probably play a little bit faster than we're used to, slightly. I don't want to say they obviously made a bunch of baskets. They shot near 50% from the field, which is something that's crazy for them. I think that they did have, I believe in the first 2 games of the Minnesota series, they broke 50%, but they almost shot 50% from the field, which, you know, we can probably consider more of a 45% showing from them tonight. But they still played a little bit faster. I do think that the Suns have to at some point jump and start playing well as well. They played at a very slow rate. They shot over 50% from the field, but they just were not pushing the tempo like they needed to, and they weren't really sticking with Denver. I think the Phoenix changes their game plan, less of a half-court offense, tries to run on Jokic and this team. So I do think that this one ends up going up and over again. Again, we're only a couple games into this series now, or 1 game in. This will be the second. You do take time to learn how these two teams are going to mesh, but I do like the over. In terms of the spread, this one is tough because it is the same spread that we had in game 1. I took the Suns. We got absolutely bombed on that one, but I think the Suns bounce back in a decent way here now. I'm not saying that they're a money line play. I don't necessarily think that they are going to win this game, but just like I said in game 1, and I was wrong, I do think that this is going to be a closer game, maybe a back and forth down the stretch. Do free throws kill us? Is that type of thing? Maybe, but I don't think, or at least I can't see this being another blowout, like an 18-point win. If it is, I'm going to completely change my mindset on this series because that just means Denver is that damn good. But as of right now, I really don't think that this Phoenix team is going to get blown out again. I think they keep it relatively close. In fact, I don't hate a teaser of the Celtics, getting teased down to like -4, and then the Sixers getting the Suns getting 6 points there and getting teased up to +10.5. That might be a final play as well. But yes, we like the over and we like the Suns in this game. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver makes me look like an absolute idiot again. They could be that good. We know they're good, but are they just going to blow out who, many would consider as the second best team in this conference? Maybe. But guys, let's go ahead and jump into Outlier. Again, they are an amazing sports betting research tool, guys. I've thrown them into my repertoire. It's fastly and quickly become one of my favorite tools to use. They do all the heavy lifting for you. I have a free trial link in the description and in the pinned comment if you do want to check it out. But look at what we're looking at here. You can see, like I said, the Sixers have covered 6 straight games when they are 10-point dogs. Philly +10. They've covered 6 of those. You can also go in and look at this. You can see when they are, just against the spread overall, what their record is, and then what their record is when they are against the spread of 10+. You can see how they matched up just overall in their last few games, how they match up head-to-head, how they match up against, or how Boston matched up, their opponent here. And you can see some trends here. Celtics have covered in the last 5 games versus Philadelphia, coming off of a win. Really, really cool to see these sort of game looks here. But what I do like is this trending tab, which does all the heavy lifting for both game picks and player props here. You can see Nikola Jokic has exceeded 8.5 assists in 18 of his last 20 games at home against opponents with a winning record. He's averaging during that stretch 11.2 assists per game. If we like that, we could actually click this right now. It'll add it to our picks, and we can head over and click into FanDuel there, and you can see that this is going to throw it into our FanDuel Sportsbook. We just have to pick our state, obviously, but then with no hands, you don't have to go dig out the play. It's going to find it and put it right in your bet slip. It is absolutely quick and easy, just like that. But if you are someone that wants to go and do your own research and find different plays, you can head in here and just search every player. So if we wanted to look at Jason Tatum, right, we can look at Jason Tatum and we see all of his props here. You can even search by, okay, well, how many threes is Jason Tatum gonna make tonight? So let's dig in here. Excuse me. Let's dig in here. We click in here and we can see, well, he's hit over 3.5 threes in 4 of his last 5 games. On the season, he did it in 40% of games. Head-to-head against the Sixers, though, not that great. So we might want to consider the under here, that type of thing, guys. Definitely worth checking out Outlier. Again, a link in the description and the pinned comment. 7-day free trial for you there. And we'll catch you guys in the next video, all right? Peace out.